I did my undergraduate degree in flute performance. It was really challenging as a flutist, being enrolled as a flutist, and then going to the administration and being like, but I also like writing music. Like, can I do that? And they were like, no, not really. You would have to be a composer and you're a performer, so that doesn't work. I just like, it was a lot of people kind of like saying no. I was really weary after that experience of like, I really wanted to be somewhere where I would have the flexibility to just be able to experiment freely. And so I knew I didn't want to apply to a conservatory. Did that NYU summer study abroad. I was enrolled as a composer, but it was an interdisciplinary program. And it was actually one of my professors at that summer study abroad through NYU who said, you know, you might be really interested in this new program at the New School. Which was actually like under the umbrella of sound studies. And so I went to an open house. There were people who were creating sound for picture or doing documentary picture. There were people who were designing and building instruments. There were people who were like kind of, and almost none of them were strictly musicians, right? Like many of them were obviously like musically creative, and spoke with one of the advisors who was a faculty member and sort of described what I was trying to do with my life, which was bring together my life as a performer and as a composer and somebody who wants to work interdisciplinarily and collaboratively into one space. She was like, well, you'll have the flexibility because there isn't any way for us to say no because the program is brand new. So we're kind of saying yes to everything. I was sort of like bringing my own creativity into it. So when I did, for example, take a sound for picture class, I used this like creative video that a friend of mine who's a dancer had made, and I scored it. And so that was like one of my classes and one of my big projects. A lot of what we were doing were studying the sort of like philosophy, I guess, behind sound and like what's the difference between sound and music? What does it mean to be listening to the spaces around you that you're like, what does it mean? How can you listen to things differently? Like a lot of my classes took place in like recording studios, learning how to mic instruments appropriately, learning how to produce music, which has obviously like been huge in my life, especially when we went into the Zoom world. I was like, I'm so glad I know how to do this.